Hey guys, Dan from worldofmrgrey, Dan Dalph Grey. And should it be allowed on YouTube? We're going to talk about for your entertainment only. Now this isn't about any particular channel or whatever, it's just a generalization. I was in work today and I was thinking stuff because, you know, work bores the pants out of me. And I was thinking about the term for entertainment purposes only. So I put it out on a community tab earlier when I was in work, which we are going to go through the comments now. This isn't a comment video, but we are going to go through those comments now and see what people's thoughts are. Because I said, been pondering as you do, apart from the channels that I've always had it in the description, do you think for entertainment purposes only should be a get out of jail free card if they started out saying it's all real? Curious to see what you lot think. Now I will get to the comments in a bit. My thoughts have generally been, like, the ones who start out as saying for entertainment, like, I'm fairly sure Tim Rosoff has always had that disclaimer. Tim Rosoff is, like, hands down one of the best, like, horror content creators on YouTube. Even though, like, I did a debunking video on him, like, over a year ago. And I was like, oh, look, there's a disclaimer right there. And but before that, I debunked some of his masking stuff. It's some of the best I've seen on YouTube, by the way. But they are, you can spot them when you see them. And there's other channels, who I can't remember who they are now, have had for entertainment purposes only. As far as I'm aware, Tim Rosoff is the only one who has said it from the beginning. Because him and Dark Coast Paranormal, I'm fairly sure Dark Coast Paranormal, what's his name, Derek or Dennis? I always forget. I'm fairly sure he's got a disclaimer as well, but his is in Russian. I can't be asked to bloody translate it. I haven't been to his channel for a long time, actually.
Это и было.
I don't see a disclaimer on his video. I'm fairly sure he used to have something pop up in Russian at the beginning of his videos, but it doesn't look like he has. I haven't watched him for a while. But anyway, my point is, you have channels like Laney and Ben. Hello, by the way. I've seen you in the comments. I will get to your comments, by the way. Haunting the Dead.
Bridge tattoo. I'm getting ready to get tatted up.
Really haunted.
Hey guys, hope you're all well.
Oh. Sorry. CJ Faison. Does Jasco do it? I think Jasco, does he do it? Franco TV, who sort of skirts around the this is for entertainment thing. Now my point is, pretty much all of those channels started out as it's real. And even like the Laney and Ben thing, is people saying they never said it's real. Definitely did. Go back and watch their earlier videos. Now I'm not having a go at Laney and Ben, by the way, so don't see this as an attack or anything, but they definitely did. They were also had a Mirror, a newspaper article about it, which one of the viewers sent me. Nice one, Jen. Whatever, it is what it is, right? And now they have for entertainment purposes only, and apparently it was put up for a certain reason which had nothing to do with the paranormal. But anyway, I'm getting off track. Lee from Really Haunted has he has at the bottom of his channel, apart from that Cater Clips bullshit, he has this, like all ghost hunting shows, this footage should be treated as for entertainment purposes only. These are our personal experiences living in a haunted house and haven't been validated by any scientific institutions. You're damn right it hasn't. And then you got the Haunting the Dead. I can never remember if it's Hunting the Dead or Haunting the Dead, I don't know. Who just does stalker videos, which is bloody weird if you ask me. His disclaimer right there. This YouTube channel is listed under entertainment and its associated videos contains the following flashing lights: images, loud noises, fast-paced humor, random language, adult humor. Viewer discretion is advised. Intended for mature audiences only. I can guarantee his audience is not mature. I can guarantee that. 90% of it isn't anyway. But yeah, what I'm getting at is, should it be allowed? And I don't mean that in the court of law. I'm not saying it's illegal to, you can say and do anything you want on YouTube. That's just the way YouTube is, as long as it's within, as long as you're not harming anyone, you're not scamming people. It is the thing about that. And you're not doing any illegal activity. You can do and say anything you want on YouTube. And there's one comment on the community post I put out earlier, by the way, which actually came up with something really interesting, which we'll get to that in a bit now. And it sort of looks like the other side of it all. Should they have an out? When these channels start off as real, And again, I'm not attacking anyone. We're having a little debate here, right? When a channel starts off as saying, "This is my haunted house. This is 100% real," which is what Really Haunted used to have at the beginning of his videos, by the way. This is 100% real. He stated that as a fact at the beginning of his videos. And then after, like, debunking channels go after them and, you know, show all the bollocks in the videos, they come out then, proclaim to their audience, we're for entertainment purposes only. You can't touch us. And for the majority of the part, I don't go near them after they put that disclaimer in, right? But there are some out there which, whether they have that disclaimer or not, they still say to their audience, this is real. I've just put that disclaimer in my title for various reasons. Nothing to do with Russian YouTube laws. Don't get me started. It's almost like I can still make my videos, and you can, by the way. Like I said, Tim Morosov, who has always professed to be just for entertainment, and he's just filmmaking, just making horror content and very good stuff, by the way. He still has hundreds of thousands of views. So to think that you need to say this is real just to get anywhere on YouTube, you're wrong. You can make a very good horror channel without the bullshit. Channels who start off as saying this is real, then after being caught out many times, they say, well, no, we're now starting to put entertainment in the disclaimer. You can't say anything. Can't say anything. It's just your opinion. It's not an opinion when you can see the stuff. It's not. It's just a fact, right? Right? I can only say that in the nicest possible way. So anyway, I'm going to go through your comments because a lot of you have come up with some very good comments, if you ask me. Just the ones now with the about the entertainment purposes. Should they be allowed to get away with that? Should they be allowed to get away with that? I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to go from the newest to the oldest. No, I'm not. I'm going to go to the oldest. I can't because YouTube changed it. It annoys me. Anyway, David James, my thoughts are, if people choose to believe some of the codswallop that supposedly really haunted people post, then more fool them. I'm sure they would treat a disclaimer as something imposed by YouTube so they can post their real footage without any comeback. Julilia says, it would have much more of an effect if the disclaimer was put on the video itself, probably at the beginning. Putting it down in the about section means a whole lot of people don't ever see it. Now that Julilia brings up an excellent point there. Again, what these YouTubers, or these paranormal channels I should say, they know what they're doing. When they put that disclaimer, like the smallest text at the bottom of the description, the majority of people on YouTube do not read the description. They don't read the description. It's as simple as that. I agree. I think if they want to be really transparent about what they're doing, they should put it at like the first couple of seconds of their video. I mean, I'm not saying they should, but if they want to have any credibility in their dealings and what their intentions are, I think they should have it right at the beginning of the video, a couple of seconds. Doesn't hurt. But they don't. The majority have them right below, like after about 2 paragraphs of text. They'll have for entertainment purposes down below. But yeah, the other thing to that then as well, when people go in the comments of their videos, and like I said, I'm not talking about any particular one channel, I'm talking in general. When you go to the bottom, when you go to the comments of those videos, you'll get comment after comment saying how brave you are. How brave you are for dealing with this ghost all this time. We know you got entertainment in the things, but we know you have to say that. You have to say that so those naughty little party poopers don't come after you. You see it a lot in all the comments, and one is because they started out to saying it's real, and then obviously when the entertainment tag came in, you're like, oh, we know you have to say this. Don't worry, we still believe that you're real. We don't worry about it. We still believe. It's just a thing. But anyway, I'm going to continue. Jay Ayrton says, I think they should be 100% honest unless they put for entertainment purposes only. There's nothing wrong with making a scary weekly TV show. I agree on that. Or a mini movie, but I don't like being lied to. I don't want no fake apology afterwards. That's another thing. Most of these channels will get caught out time and time again. They don't apologize to anyone. They will start to put that entertainment tag in the description and they won't tell anyone. Weeks, months will go by sometimes. You'll see, he's added entertainment in his description now. Well done, sort of, anyway. But yeah, the only channel I've ever seen is sort of like, or 2 of them I think it was, to come out and say, yes, we faked things, we are sorry, what's his bloody name? Not CJ Faison. Or was it him? There's a guy with a CJ name in it. It's like this big bloody drama almost a year ago now between... It was so funny. There was these like 3 or 4 paranormal channels who always stated this is real. When you watched it, it was like complete and bloody utter bollocks. They got caught out many times, and one of them got so blatantly called out that even though they were friends online, these paranormal channels, they started calling each other out. No, you were fake, I'm real. No, you were fake, I'm real. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. I've never seen like a small community implode on itself. And it was quite funny to watch because they were all accusing each other. You know the Spider-Man meme? They were all doing that to each other. No, I'm real. You were fake. No, I'm real. It was brilliant. Eventually they had to come out and apologise. And I think, I mean, they don't have to apologise. But at the same time, if you're a big fan base watching your stuff and you're telling them, no, this is definitely bloody real, and all of a sudden you get caught out. You can, you can either go away and never make a video again. That's one option. Or 2, you can come out and fully apologise. Or 3, you can just say absolutely nothing and just carry on what you were doing. Because there will always be a fan base out there to, to cheer you on no matter what. And I also find it interesting that a lot of people just blindly follow whatever those channels are saying, or saying to them in the comments, or saying to them in the videos. And again, it's fine. You're allowed to follow whoever you want. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow people. I'm just saying you're allowed. But anyway, we'll continue. Dan Riley says, I consider it fraud if they are claiming fake material as real, and some people really get affected when they think that it is real, which is not right. Keep up the great work. Now that's another thing. 2 things actually that Dan Riley brings up, right? I consider it fraud if they're claiming fake material. Now YouTube does actually have somewhere in the book of laws of YouTube or some shit that you can't... YouTube fraud laws, that's how. Spam deceptive practices. So, this is one of YouTube's own laws on their website, right? YouTube doesn't allow spam, scams, or other deceptive practices that take advantage of the YouTube community. Misleading metadata or thumbnails. Using the title, thumbnails, description to trick users into believing the content is something it is not. That is one thing I usually do see with thumbnails. If you look at my thumbnails, they're pretty shit. I don't do anything insane on my thumbnails. It's usually just my face. Something from my videos, something I talked about, or something I show. Don't think I clickbait anyone. Clickbait is fine, by the way, right? Clickbait, when it's within context, I think it's fine. My thumbnails are crap. I really need to work on my thumbnails. But I've seen a lot of these paranormal channels where they will have a chair floating in the air with an arrow pointing at it, obviously. And then you watch the video and that chair doesn't appear in the entire video. I've seen it. I'm fairly sure Mindseed was quite naughty for that stuff. I don't think they do it anymore. What's that other one as well? It was, they were trying so hard to be bloody Mindseed. What were they called? I haven't seen for a while. Paranormal. I can't remember what they were called. But they were desperately trying to be Mindseed. But anyway, I'm going off track. Sorry. Do apologize. So Dan Riley goes on claiming fake material as real, and some people really get affected when they think that is real, which is not right. I agree with that one as well. You're always going to have people who don't believe. You're always going to have people who I don't know. And you're going to have people who fully believe in whatever they are seeing on YouTube. And that's down to them. But then when you got the channels sort of leading them on, yes, this is real, and it could happen to you too. It can affect someone mentally, right? Now that part I really don't like. I really don't like that, and I think the channels who do that, knowing, they know full well they're faking bullshit. They know full well. And you can't tell me any different. You know full well. If they're then going into their comment section and, pray for me, or I pray for you and all that, they probably don't even pray for a start. But that's the part I don't like. I've always said you can make anything you want on YouTube. But the part when you're leading viewers astray and sort of leading them down a pathway that might mess with their mental health, that part I don't like, right? I simply don't like that part. Whether you're a full-blown believer or a full-blown skeptic, I don't like when channels lead their audience down a certain path, which it could either benefit them or it could either damage their mental health. If someone's, depressed or whatever, and they watch a video they think is totally 100% real, oh my god, this is amazing, I've lost loved ones and what have you. We've all lost loved ones. We'd love to bloody see them. But when you got shit-stained channels out there saying, my cupboard opened and my McDonald's flew out of the cupboard, check this out, bro, gone wrong. I hate that shit. It really annoys me. And that's when I have a problem with those kind of channels. But shall move on. Timothy Collins says, no, if they present something as real and it isn't when they are lying, of course there is a caveat there. If they present it as real, honest, and publish a retraction, if they discover it isn't real, then okay. See, we'll go further with Tim's comment. Now, hang on. They are not lying. Trouble being, I haven't seen that happen much in terms of those channels. Like I said, I've only seen about 2 or 3 channels just come out and say, yes, you caught us red-handed. We apologize. I think one of those channels died. It happens. That's what happens when you put yourself out there on a public platform. If you lie to your audience and then you get found out, majority of your audience will not. They will not hang about. They will not stay around. It's as simple as that. But I think and I'm looking at these channels now. Even if you've got entertainment purposes in your channel right now, I'm looking at you. If you just said no, come out and say, look, we just started out as making these entertaining horror videos, and then it spiraled into something we couldn't control, and we just felt like we had to make more and more extravagant videos with horror stuff in it and say it's real because we just didn't know what else to do, because we were getting the views and we were getting the subscribers and we didn't want to let them down. I think if you come out and said something like that, I reckon the majority of your subs would stay with you. Some of them will go, definitely. Some of them will go, but I think the majority of them would stay with you because they're entertained by your content. And now you've come out and apologized about it, or you've said, look, sorry, it's not real. I think they'll stay with you. So there is that thing. You can still recover that kind of thing, being caught out or just coming straight out with it. Look, yes, we apologize. The stuff we've been showing you is not real. But we do enjoy making entertaining videos, and I hope you stick with us. That kind of thing. I'd respect you more. And I'm looking at, like I said, I'm not looking at any particular channels. I'm looking at a generalization. I would respect a channel way more if they came out and said, sorry, I've been making fake stuff all the time just for entertaining stuff. I respect them more than the people who still keep on saying this is real when we can see it's not bloody real. It doesn't matter. But anyway, let's continue. I'm enjoying this. I didn't think I'd be talking this long. Brian says, hey Dan, no, and no. That's just a backdoor attempt to get away with staging stuff. I would have no problem with the channel saying this is set up at the outset. Same here. Because I like being scared as much as the next person. But to take unsuspecting prayers and concerns make me want to puke. Again, if they just came out straight away about staging stuff, we would have a hell of a time. Now, I feel like some, without naming them directly, have people fooled long enough that the disclaimer of entertainment purposes only doesn't say enough for the naive who's already been watching them for so long. I feel like they know it's more on the scam side of it all, aroused for money from the simple-minded. See, this is the other thing that sort of gets lumped in with, it's just for entertainment. They're not scamming anyone. They're just making entertaining videos. Fair enough, but they're still making money off them. They're still getting donations from people. Some of them have Patreons. So there is, it's not directly scamming them, but they're still benefiting from letting people think it's real monetarily. There is that. Maria Fox says, should say the events contained within the following footage are staged and should not be taken seriously for entertainment purposes only. Again, great disclaimer, but when it's at the bottom of a description, it kind of goes away. Casey Eden says, I think everything on social media should have a disclaimer on it. No proof, no truth. I like that one. Flaming Donuts says, I think it's a bit complicated. Reaction shows, not really. Unless shown a clip that does have the disclaimer, shows that are constantly debunked should have disclaimers. I agree with that. Especially if getting money from gullible, and I don't mean that in a mean way, people that think the dead are rising and making these people's lives miserable. Similar thing with ghost hunters that claim wacky hauntings, getting possessed, or what have you. Films that claim to be based on real events still have to have a disclaimer on. I'd say the above examples are committing, or very close to committing, fraud. Hopefully I'm making some kind of sense. Well, Flaming Donut, you are making a lot of sense. And again, going to the fraud practices of it, if you were to make, I know YouTube has policies, but if you were to make like a fake ghost video and someone genuinely took you to court for fraud, I don't think it'd hold up in court. I don't think it would, to be honest with you, which is unfortunate. Unless you were like scamming people or something, then I'm very sure it would hold up in court. But I think if someone's making a fake video, like I said, it is against sort of YouTube policies, but I don't think it's in a standard court of law. I don't think it would hold up as I'm scamming someone or you were scamming someone. I don't know. Maybe it would. Who knows? It'd be interesting to find out. Jay Ayrton, can we go over old photos and stuff before the computer special effects stuff? Yeah, not relevant to the thing, but yes. Lion on my toes. I like that name. No, they wanted to mislead, or they'd have started out that way. Exactly. Another thing that always sort of gets shoved away sometimes when someone starts putting entertainment purposes in their descriptions. Just remember that they started out genuinely trying to pull the wool over people's eyes. Most of them, like I said, not all of them. Maybe they spiraled out of control and started making videos because the subs wanted to see more. And I get it. But anyway, Forward Goal 52 says, no, absolutely not, especially if they've gained financially from the outset. Claiming that it's genuine, not just the financial gain, but they also prey on vulnerable people who have lost loved ones, and it gives them hope. Don't get me started on Flea. I don't know who Flea is. I saw this comment earlier and I have no idea who Flea is. And Really Haunted. That's a new level of low. I refer to Beardo's recent video on him. I have not watched Beardo's most recent video. Beardo Gets Scared. That's what we're talking about. I'm a fan. I'm sub to him. I've linked his channel down below. Go watch him. But again, yeah, if they're gaining financially, I can understand why they wouldn't want to come out with the entertainment purpose. I can fully understand. If that's your bread and butter, why would you jeopardize that? Whether people are constantly debunking you or not, why did you jeopardize that? So I can understand that part of it. Pablo Del Segundo says, I don't think it really matters. People are hell-bent on belief or disbelief 90% of the time. Excellent point. And guys, I will get to you. And it was absolutely not. No one should ever be allowed to build a following based on lies and deceit. Again, I agree. Now, this is the comment I wanted to get to. First of all, I got to David James. TikTok is 100% genuine, Dave. But this is the comment I wanted to get to. I'm going to move my big fat head up there so you can see the comment. So this is from The Barbarian. Now, he commented twice, or they commented twice. I don't know where the other comment is. I don't know if this is the one. But anyway, I'm going to read it out first, and we're going to go through it. The Barbarian says, can we really hold a content creator's artistic expression at fault for the willful ignorance of the masses? There are numerous organizations which form purely to identify misinformation from media sources after the advent and rapid growth of the internet. Now, the first part I want to comment on where he says, can we hold content creators' artistic expressions at fault for the willful ignorance of the masses? I wouldn't have said it like that, but he does have a point. He does have a point. Now, even though if a channel comes out and they're faking stuff and they're saying this is 100% real, it is down to the audience whether they believe it or not. And like I said, I'm not saying the entire audience are dumb. I'm not saying that one bit, because a lot of them, they want to seek something, outside of their life, or they want to see something and I hope it's real. I totally get that. But at the end of the day, the Barbarian is right on this one, or this part at least. Anyway, if someone makes a fake content, it's down to the audience whether they believe it or not, and it's down to the audience whether they pick up on that. They say, oh well, no, actually that's a bit bullshit, or they just they have the blinders on, the blinkers, and they don't see what's so obvious in front of them. Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying the audience are stupid for believing it. Everyone wants to believe in something. We all want something to grasp onto. I 100% understand that. But it is interesting, should we blame the fake paranormal channels, or should we blame the audience for believing them? That's a really good comment I saw earlier, and I thought it was interesting. But we'll continue. The content creators are doing what they can to make their business successful. Why are they required to put up a disclaimer when Disney Marvel isn't required to have a disclaimer that says the Incredible Hulk isn't real and is no threat? Now that part, that kind of comment, or that part of the comment always makes me laugh. You don't watch Disney Marvel stuff thinking this is real. You don't need a disclaimer on something like that. The God of Thunder from Norse mythology, who crosses the Bifrost Bridge, comes to Earth with a hammer which can't be picked up by anything who's not worthy. You don't need a disclaimer to say that's not real. You just don't. I don't like that part of the argument where someone says, you don't go to the movies and, think it's real. No, you don't. You don't need a disclaimer in a movie or a TV show. You just don't. But on YouTube, it's a bit different. YouTube is a more personal platform. And like I said, anyone can make a video and people come on, this is my house. My house is haunted. Check out my spooky portal. Link down below for that. but that part of the argument, I don't agree with. Disney Marvel isn't required to have a disclaimer that says the Incredible Hulk is real. There's a reason why there is no disclaimer in Disney Marvel stuff and any movie stuff, because everyone who watches a movie or goes to the cinema, watches the DVD, Blu-ray, whatever, VHS, if you like the old retro stuff, everyone knows that what they're about to watch is not real. That's the difference. And I see that argument pushed out quite a lot. And I get it. But at the same time, I don't think that can be... that kind of argument can be translated to YouTube, because YouTube is a personal platform. But we shall continue. Because at the end of the day, a very small amount of effort can cause the ignorance to evaporate. The viewers choose to remain gullible. Again, we're going on, whether it's the content creator or the audience allowing it to go on. Very good point. I guess my TLDR, do you know what, right? I see TLDR all the time. I'm not cool enough to know what that means. I never know what that means, and I'm always too lazy to look up. Too long, didn't read. Is that what it means? I see that a lot. Sorry, I digress. I guess my TLDR is, I won't fault Paul for Peter's willful ignorance. I think he's just generalizing names here. I will call Paul out for the questionable morality and ethics, but at the end of the day, it isn't Paul's fault that Peter isn't educating himself, only that Paul is taking advantage of Peter's ignorance. Now, first of all, Bob Aaron, I really enjoyed that comment, and I think it gives arguments from both sides. If you ask me, that comment is really good. I saw that in work. I thought, very interesting comment. And basically at the end, what he says is, on his side, and I sort of like 50% agree with him, that it is not down to the content creator to say whether they're real or not. It's down to the audience to discover whether they're real or not. And I sort of agree with that, but at the same time, I can totally understand why an audience will want to believe something. It's not whether they believe something, it's because they want to believe. That's the difference. Like I said, it comes down to whether those people are vulnerable, whether they, at a low point in their life and they want to see something fantastical. Totally get that. And, whether people have lost their loved ones. I'm not going to call people who've lost their loved ones stupid people, because they're not stupid. We've all lost loved ones, and we all want to see something in hopes that we might see them again. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I don't know. I just think it's interesting. I just think it's interesting that when it comes to, it's mainly paranormal stuff. You see it on like the flat Earth stuff. Nothing on flat Earth stuff ever has for entertainment purposes in it. Nothing on like other crazy conspiracy stuff has for entertainment purposes on it. It's only paranormal stuff. You only see that on paranormal stuff, which I think is interesting. I've been going for too long. It's just something interesting I was thinking about in work, and that's when I posted that community tab, and I thought it was a lot of really good arguments for both sides of why people can get away with having for entertainment purposes, and should they have that in this disclaimer, or should they have that at the beginning of the video? Or like some people say, should it be down to the content creators, or should it be down to the audience? I think it's really bloody interesting, that little debate, and I would love to hear everyone's thoughts on that down below in a video, whatever you want to think. But anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. I really enjoyed that. It's a little brain debate, so to speak, which I really much enjoyed. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you like this video. Leave something new to my channel. I do this quite often. That's it. I'll be back soon. Don't know when, don't know how. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.